Hey everybody, and welcome back to BerCrew Studios Plays EU4. I'm your host Nems, and we're in a new series today. We are going to play as Brandenburg. Now, for those of you who had been watching the Cologne Westphalia series, we're going to end that series in a live stream event, probably here in a few weeks. So just stay tuned. I'll try to put some sort of an announcement out via Twitter. But in the meantime, let's jump right in. Let's get into Brandenburg. We are going to do Ironman mode so we can get some achievements. And we'll save it as Brandenburg LP. I'll do local for now. I back up the computer every night, so not too concerned about losing that. Even though I am having some hard drive issues. I need to break my raid group up here because it's causing me issues. Anywho, so let's talk about Brandenburg. So Brandenburg can be a tough start. Especially depending on who rivals us. That's actually not too shabby. So oftentimes you'll get rivaled by Poland and Bohemia, and somehow we didn't get either of them. Just to kind of lay of the land, right? So Neumark is there, and that's a core. So we'll want to go after the Teutons pretty early. So if there's any way for us to get into Poland's good graces, we will want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start improving relations there for now. And then we'll want some allies around us. We'll see what some of our options are there. Let's take a quick look at the ideas. So we do have Prussian ideas, which means we get the extra yearly armor tradition, 0.5 a year, reduced aggressive expansion impact, and once we've finished all of our actual ideas, we get plus 7.5% discipline. Now, Prussian ideas are pretty good. You've got the plus 10% tax, you got plus 10% or minus 10% stability, plus 20% morale of armies, which is kind of crazy. The yearly tradition decay reduces plus 20% infantry, also crazy, plus 25% manpower and minus 10% recruit time, and then the minus 5 dev and heretic stuff, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to look at some of our missions here. Probably not going to jump into those right away. I do need to get to my force limit. So I'm at 8 out of 11, so we'll do one more cav and 2 more infantry. We're going to go ahead and unpause and let a couple things tick at speed 3. Poland is not real close, but they're not real far. Saxony is friendly with us. We do need to check to see who's rival to Poland as we get some alliance officers in here. So we just need to check the chains here. So Brunswick wants to be our ally. They are rival to nobody I care about, so we will accept that. And they're rival to Magdeburg. And Saxony is rival to nobody I care about, so we will accept that as well. But we definitely want to get Poland if we can, so we're going to keep improving there. Denmark's an option early on. It depends on which way you want to go, but I'm going to go ahead and start improving with the Emperor because if you can at some point get an alliance with the Emperor, then you don't have to worry about all that stupid territory, unlawful territory stuff. So we're going to take a couple royal marriages right now. Our current ruler is a 332. We have a 30-year-old heir of a 221, so let's immediately turn him into a military guy because he kind of sucks. So yeah, our opening moves probably going to be to go after the Teutons. Kingdom of Italy event, for those of you not familiar. If the Emperor doesn't bring Northern Italy into the fold, Venice, Papal States, etc., then all the Italian states will have an option to leave the empire in 1490. If you haven't watched our, there's the Yellen. If you haven't watched our, our Italy Face Punches the World multiplayer campaign, I encourage you to do so because we actually start as one province miners in Italy, and we are Lucca and Mantua respectively. And you'll see lots of interesting things with the Italian version of the HRE, which, to be honest with you, is very different than life in the north or central part of the HRE because of the Italian factor, as far as people leaving, people leaving the empire and other small factors. So missions still not looking too good there. So rivals, we definitely want the Teutons because they have our core, and the Teutons are usually a good target earlier. We could go Pomerania. I would say Magdeburg is good because they've already rivaled us. And probably Anhalt because they've rivaled us as well. And who are your allies? So you've got Anhalt, Saxony, and Lubeck. Well, this happened very quickly. Alright, so this is pretty common. We're going to accept this call to war and head right into Neumark. Because we want that province. We don't want Poland to get that province, so we want it. So we're going to sit there and hope that Teutons don't come and smash our face immediately. That is a possibility. So this war right now is Teutonic Order, Hamburg, and Livonian versus Poland, us, Lithuania, Mazovia, and Moldavia. So we took Neumark. That's really what we want out of this war. So if Poland could give that to us, that would be great. And I believe it's already, yeah, it's already considered vital. So we'll let them putz around with the Teutons early. If we can sneak in here and help, that's great. I don't know that Hamburg is an issue. If we see them coming into our land, we'll go back and deal with them. Their army shouldn't be too big. I think they start with most of those one province miners are 6 to 8. So yes, I would love to get some extra in Potsdam. Let me take a look at that real quick. They do have a lot of manpower there, but I'm kind of okay with it. I like getting free development. Let's we can't get to that army. We're just gonna siege down whatever this is here, Kushel. Now, one game we can play is we can try to not let Poland get too much territory, because we eventually want to rise up into this area. So if we can keep the Teutons from grabbing all of this land that we want later for Prussia, that would be ideal. So having the siege here is important, and then if we can even take Danzig, that would be nice as well. Hamburg is now sieging my land, which is a bit of an issue. We'll see if these guys go over and deal with that. I'm kind of okay with it. Yeah, they're heading that direction. And the reason I'm okay with it is because it's more important for us to kind of cut off Poland at this point. So anyhow. So this is going well. I mean, their army isn't shattered, but the numbers are so off right now. And yeah, there goes Hamburg. Their army just stack wiped. They must have lost whatever access they had through whoever. So we're just going to siege down this fort. And once we siege the fort down, we're going to head over to Danzig. Danzig is a wonderful piece of land. It's got a coastal center of trade, and it's an estuary. So if we can keep someone else from having that siege, that would be pretty ideal, because we want that land long term. We're going to have to go through Pomerania to get there, but that's just something we're going to have to do. Autonomy changes, or no, I'm not going to lose stability right now. No, thank you. Anyhow, before I forget, if you like to see Brandenburg and you want to see what we can do here, please drop a like down below. It helps an immense amount from a search results perspective and for a channel of our size. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Most importantly, please comment down below. We get a lot of good constructive feedback from our viewers and are always looking for that. Any ideas you have for the campaign, which way we should be heading, things we should and shouldn't do. I usually record these. I'm having a pretty heavy travel schedule right now, so I record them maybe a week at a time. So it's usually only going to be a few days before I can reply and take your advice into account. So please continue to provide that feedback. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We at BerCrew Studios really appreciate all of our viewers, even if you don't subscribe, which, to be frank, is a fair amount of you. All right. Now we're just we're gonna wait for sieges. I don't think there's much of their army left now. They're at 12,000 troops, and I don't know where the heck they are. They're all up in Livonia. So all we can really hope for is that they give us Neumark. That's our hope, because we have the core on it. There's a decent chance they'll give that to us. But they do have a claim on it, so there's a chance they won't. Pretty high chance, actually. I didn't realize they had to claim on that already. But the good news is, out of this war, Poland will owe us favors, and that will help us with things like Pomerania, who I'm going to go ahead and start fabricating on. We'll do Greifswald. I like splitting countries in half. It weakens them pretty significantly. I'm not sure where they're going. Maybe they're going to siege down Hamburg? That's a possibility. Alright, so there's 4 troops left. It looks like we're sieging down pretty hardcore. I'd say the war is pretty much over. I mean, they still could come back and do some damage, but for the most part, we've neutered their army, so to speak. General plan for the series. So I'm not necessarily looking to blob Brandenburg as big as we can. I would like to form Prussia. You know, if we end up pretty large, I'm good with that. But my personal game style, I don't mind building tall a little bit. I find that to be actually a very effective method with the new game mechanics. But you know, we might go after the emperorship, and that could change things. So I'll be a little fluid. If we don't become the emperor, we'll probably land grab quite a bit. If we do become the emperor, we might try to be a bit of a middle ground where we're taking land, but also being, you know, a decent emperor. So we'll see how things go. It's very early on, and you know, things can go north or south very quickly here. I am going to punch this guy real quick, because I don't want Poland taking that land. So we're just going to detach a cav for all I care. Get back to continuing the siege. Alright, there's that. And we were able to occupy that one, so that's good. That was the main thing. I didn't want Poland or Lithuania to occupy that province. So we finally got Marienburg, so I need to get to Danzig pronto. There we go. So Pomerania just war decked Teutons. That's good that we got here first. Don't need them to get any land from the Teutons. They're sieging my land down a little bit, but that's relatively okay. They're just sieging the non-forts with their little 1 stacks, and as soon as they leave it, it'll be reclaimed. All right. So now that we have that, we'll go clean up our homeland. All right, so this went out well. This went very well. So we got 23 favors from Poland. That's great. Peace was made. We lost the thing on it. So here's the good thing. So the Teutons gave Chelmno and Ostrada, or Kulm and Osterode, which has now been renamed thanks to the Polish. But they did give us our core back, so that's fantastic. And then we got some money, a little bit, 13. Poland will lose their claims on Neumark. That is also fantastic news. And it didn't cost us much of anything, right? So that was pretty decent from an opening perspective. So very happy with that. Now, we are currently fabricating on Pomerania. The good news is, because the Emperor, you know, we just took land back for the Empire, the Emperor's not going to be upset about it, but they are now rival to Poland. That is a little bit of an issue for me. That means that we're unlikely to ever become friends. Sorry, Pomerania, I'm not giving you anything because, well, frankly, I'm going to attack you soon. So let's look for a good manpower province, and we'll give that to the nobility. I think we already gave this to the burghers, so we'll give Neumark to the nobility. That'll give us a little extra manpower, which is good. Force limit went up by 1. That's also good. We'll add an infantry there. And we did get our Casus Belli against Pomerania. Now, they are currently at war with the Teutonic Order and Hamburg, ironically. So Pomerania has 1 ally, which is East Frisia. And militarily, I'm going to doubt they have much of anything. They don't. So what we're going to do, we're going to... Oh, I don't even need to do that. We're going to declare on Pomerania as well. They'll get East Frisia. We won't get any of our allies, but that's fine because there's really not much to fight. So we'll go ahead and declare this war. And we'll move right into the war target. And unpause. Now the bad news is they do have 8,000 troops, and East Frisia has probably 7,000 troops, so they technically outnumber us. I think the question that I have really is, will they actually be able to... Oh goodness. Will they actually be able to pull over from East Frisia or not? So I need to get my good general. I guess he is my good general. You know what I ought to do is I ought to see if I can get one from the estates. No, that would put me really close to a bad thing. So we'll just wait. We'll just wait. So we got that one. Let's move into... so Austria just war decked Bavaria. Of course they did. Good Emperor Austria. See, that's why we're going to build a series about the Good Emperor, because the actual AI Austria is such a jerk. Alright, so they just got Neumark, so we'll go punch East Frisia in the face. And then we'll let the fort unsiege the land. We'll head over to Kolberg. Because we're not going to let Hamburg occupy any of this territory, honestly. We'll let them do the work on the fort, and then we'll go take the fort afterwards. Alright. So now we've got the fort, and we're going to go to deal with the East Frisian army, and then we'll occupy Stralsund again, and then we'll go get Stettin. Or we'll go help get Stettin. That way we're sitting on it when the war ends. So there goes their army. I have no idea where Pomerania's army is. Who are they fighting again? They're fighting Teutonic Order. Oh, they must be running around in Teutons. Yep, there they are. They're in Marienburg right now. So we'll do that. We'll help siege down Stettin. Even though we're not going to get it, Hamburg will. But at least it will end their war probably, and it will get me access to siege this fort down. I don't think they're going to want to sue for peace because we don't have any forts yet, though. Yeah, we don't have any forts, so they would say, no, thank you, sir. Let's see. Prestige, the Pomeranian succession. Sure. Does that give us claims on these? It does. That's a nice mission. Been a long time since I've played this Brandenburg. So let's go fight Pomerania. This might end their war if we are able to defeat them. We are taking a negative penalty. We do have a little bit less base morale, and we are rolling zeros, so there's a decent chance we're not going to win this fight, but looks like numbers will prevail. And the real question is where they're going to retreat. So looks like into Teuton territory, so we should be able to stack wipe them. Yep, there we go. The Teutons will get their land back, which I'm relatively okay with, because they're not in the Empire, so I'd rather take land from them than the Pomeranians. So, yeah. And Austria is still doing their war thing. They're awful close to taking an alliance, though, believe it or not. No, they're not. 133. Can't read. Numbers are hard. So we're just going to sit on Stettin until that war ends so that we can now, which it just did, siege Stettin. Because now Pomerania can't make any troops whatsoever. So there's really nothing left to fight. East Frisia, do you want out? No, you don't. Are you being sieged by someone? You are. No, that's, yeah, that's East Frisia. East Frisia, by the way, is not in the Empire. It's the, like, only province at the start of the game in northern Germany that's not in the Empire. Usually taken by Denmark early, either vassalized-wise or otherwise. But anyhow, we'll be back next episode to finish our war with Pomerania and continue Prussian ascendance. Thank you for watching. Come back next episode. We'll see you soon.